What's up, party person? What is the difference between a good sounding sales call and a terrible sales call? Well, in this video, I'm going to break it down for you. I'm going to be reviewing an actual live sales call with a first reaction right in front of your very eyes. That way you know I don't have any tricks up my sleeve outside of this handy dandy super duper scooper bracelet that I braided myself. This is a paracord and a shark tooth braid. Really cool. I found this a couple months ago. I've been wearing it ever since because I'm a bad boy. Anyways, I've been really good at not just dumping the F word bombs on here because of my amazing wife and God. So thank you guys. I love you very much. Let's get into this live sales call. I have no clue if this is even going to be good or not. I don't know if Cody's the one doing it. I have not watched this. I know I'm going to be ruthless in my breakdown. I have a clean sheet of paper to take some notes with, and we are about to go in this. So let's see what all this is about. Okay. And Cody, good job on your 144,000 subscribers, buddy. I'm proud of you, man. Came a long way. All right, let's just get my hopes up and see if this thing actually delivers. We're gonna check the spoilers and the. Okay, so it seems to be not Cody doing the sales call. It's someone else. Based on this comment right here, I'm guessing this girl is the sales woman in this video. All right, so we have something about spirit animals, whatever the hell that means. Listen, listen, listen again, masterclass. That was amazing. Calls, she is incredible. Okay, this already seems to be an echo chamber, so we're gonna see if it lives up to the hype. And I'll give it the Mason Van Meter stamp of approval, or I'll have to go into coaching mode and break down what real sales actually is. So, and really, sales is just trust plus tension, okay? That's really what it comes down to. A lot of people can build trust. Not many people know how to apply tension. Such a fun word. I love that. There's my friend right there. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, enough of this. Let's go into this.
We are about to release behind the scenes of a live
creepy
sales
music.
call.
Stop
You guys
it,
have
Cody.
said this is the
Stop
best
it.
along the way. What you like, what you didn't like. Maybe coach her up. Maybe she's coaching you. I don't know. Either way.
Neither do I, my friend.
Hello.
Hey Herb, this is Ashley. I was just giving you a call here on a recorded line with the final expense price quote you had requested. I have you in Texas, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Were you looking for coverage on yourself or a loved one?
Just for me.
Just for you? Okay.
Yes. Because I
yeah.
have no one.
Okay. Let me ask you this. Is your main concern just covering the final expenses, or are you trying to leave some I love you money?
Leave a little bit of money, but
Immediately right off the bat, what the hell is I love you money? Ashley, you're talking to a dude. When I heard love you money, I don't know, something about it just sounds GEY. So, you're going to lose a lot of dudes with that right off the bat, immediately. So, not because there's anything wrong with it, but dudes just don't favor that type of language. You'd be much better as framing it as provisions or protection, something like that. So, I'm going to be extremely nitpicky. Cody told me to coach you, so we'll see.
that sounds good.
Okay, let me ask you, Herb, do you have anything in place to help with the burial costs or not yet?
Nah, not yet.
Okay. So is the primary goal just making sure that we can cover the burial, and then anything above that would be the extra love money, correct?
Yes, I just want to get buried and you can have whatever is left over.
Okay. Yeah. Well, just to kind of back up and let you know how I can help, I am a broker.
Very, very good right there. She's already building some immediate trust just with that listening, acknowledging, stuff like that. It's typical of women to be very nurturing, reassuring. They're reassurance needing creatures, and so they give a lot of it for the most part. So kudos to you on that. This is that's already phenomenal. And if you look at what she's doing immediately in the very beginning, she is establishing a need. You see, why is she doing that? Well, because agreement is the basis of rapport. The moment you're in disagreement, you're out of rapport. And what comes out of rapport now is unfamiliar, and you automatically don't trust it. You trigger a lot of parasympathetic nervous system functioning, and what looks unfamiliar, we tend to be skeptical of it. It triggers a lot of fight or flight. hormones in your body, norepinephrine, acetylcholine, that type of stuff. So you're doing good so far.
Broker. And so what that means is I do get to look at all the carriers in Texas for you at once. The goal is just to see out of who you're eligible for, who's giving you the best rate statewide. But I can't get those answers on this call. Would that help you?
Yes, they'll be all right.
Okay. Well, everything's based off of your age and your health. What's your date of birth?
June 20th, 1957.
1957. And your height and weight on a good day?
5'10", I weigh 187 pounds.
187. Do you use any kind of nicotine?
No.
Happy to hear that for you. Now, some of the carriers we're looking at, they do take certain forms of payment method, others don't. Do you have a traditional account with a bank, or do you use like a direct express card from the government?
Now, I got a little bit of money in the bank.
Okay, so
But my,
traditional.
yeah, because my nephew's going to take care of all this, so
Your
he
nephew
can go to
is?
my bank and, yes, 'cause
Okay.
he wants to get rid of me, so
Okay,
that'll be good.
I gotcha. That's not a problem. Thank you for letting me know. Let me ask you this. Have you ever been diagnosed with diabetes before?
Yes.
Okay, does your doctor have you on insulin or metformin to help?
Now, I went about a year ago and he said that something had happened and I didn't need nothing like that no more. I think he made a mistake. That's what he did. So
Oh, that's good.
I feel good and all that.
Amen. Good stuff. Okay, so do you take anything like any kind of metformin or anything to regulate, or you don't take medicine for?
No, I don't take nothing, just aspirin when I get a headache and that's about it.
Okay, so no other prescription medicine from your doctor at all that you take at a pharmacy?
No,
Okay.
no.
Well, good. Keep taking really good care of yourself. Not many folks can say that. That's a blessing. Let me ask you this. Have you ever been diagnosed with any like heart attack, stroke, or cancer?
If you look, she's throwing a lot of her personality in there, saying things like, amen, congratulations on being healthy. Not many people can say that about themselves. Kind of just making them feel good about themselves. So, like I said, if you're a people pleaser in the insurance industry, you can make a lot of darn money if you can get outside of this fear of being seen as a failure, fear of being seen as a taker BS, okay? You're making stuff up in your head that's not true. So, Ashley, you're doing great so far. The one thing I would tell you is qualifications come in a little bit too early with the medical questions. I would have immediately gone into emotion.
Nope.
Amen. How's your heart treating you? Any heart conditions like AFib or heart failure, stents?
No, none of that.
Good, good. And are you breathing okay? Any COPD or asthma?
Yes, I'm doing all right now.
Okay, good. Amen. Let me check. In the last 2 years, have you been hospitalized overnight for any reason?
The last 2 years. Yeah, 'cause I had a headache, but they
Was
said
that just-
I hadn't slept that much because I'm a security officer. I know I can't do that because I just want to sleep.
Okay, I got you. Do you work like overnights as a security
Yes.
officer? Yeah, I get it. Okay. When you went to the hospital, did you stay overnight or was it just like the ER?
Yes, they checked me out and I fell asleep and they left me there for a couple hours and they ran me home, woke me up, get out of here.
Okay, so it sounds like you weren't fully admitted, which is a good blessing to have. Okay, well, before I do jump too far into everything with you, it is very important to me with the way of the world. You know who I am. I just sent you an email with my digital card. So you're going to see a photo of my face, my license number, all of my contact information's there. So if you need anything else, please.
This really has nothing to do with Ashley on this call, on this segment right here. If you can get them to know who you are before they even show up to a call, you're 90% farther than any other agent who has to do something like this, because this is status, like it kind of lowers your status in the prospect's mind. And you're essentially saying, hey, I'm a stranger up until this point. Okay, and if they think you're a stranger, why the hell would they buy something from a stranger who, when they've been told their whole lives, don't trust strangers? So if you can set your marketing up in a way, this is why I cannot stand buying leads. Guys, go ahead. If you're a brand new agent, work your first batch, spend $1,000, $2,000, work your leads, get beat up a little bit on the phone, then take control of your marketing. Go pick up a Dan Kennedy book or something, okay? If you are not in control of your marketing, you are not in control of your commissions. Stop being lazy, stop not learning, and put some damn effort into what you want to call your dream business. You're building an Most of you are not building an agency, you are building a job for yourself, and you work twice as hard to get paid half of what you got at a normal 9 to 5, okay? So if you can set your marketing, your agency up in a way where your leads already know who you are before you get to this point, you're gonna, it's so much easier, so much more trust built.
Please let me know. But looking at these programs for you, Herb, I do want you to know that everyone I help is on a fixed income. So the goal is to make sure you can qualify for coverage, but you can also afford the coverage.
Okay, I
Yes.
understand that.
Yeah, but all these programs, they're sorted in different price ranges. So you got to kind of tell me where to start shopping at for you. Would you say somewhere between like 100 and 120 a month? Is that comfortable or a bit too much?
No, I think I can handle 120 a month.
Say that one more time. You were breaking up.
No, I think I can handle 120 a month.
Okay, so we'll kind of start between 100 and 120. That's not a problem. And then kind of fill me in. Do you know how much coverage you were wanting to get in place for your burial?
No, it don't matter to me because I don't care where they put me, but as long as they bury.
This is already becoming product pushing and price sensitive decisions, which is terrible. People who are going to buy from you who are making decisions based on price rather than the cost of not buying are going to be terrible back-end customers. What you get in the front is who you get in the back. Okay, and so if you get people who make price decisions on the front, guess what happens the moment another agent with a cheaper price comes through? All right, they leave. Your customer leaves and you have to pay back the money. You might as well just give that money you just made to the agent who's going to resell them, probably me, okay? And it's going to be a lot more than $100 a month. I'll sell that same policy $400 or $500 a month. I don't want customers who are paying the least and making price-based decisions. Terrible business model. You have to sell 4 times as many policy. It gets ridiculous. So let's see what the rest of this sounds like.
Bury me in a good place and they don't have some money for them.
Okay, so bury you in a good place and
And why I'm being so critical is I don't even know why he still needs this. That has not been super crystal clear. I have not heard any like super emotional stuff. So hopefully we get into that.
ask somebody. Let me ask you, it sounds like you want a traditional burial, correct?
Yes, yes.
No cremation. Okay. And then with your burial, do you know, are you going to kind of want to keep things super simple with just kind of like a grave service, or do you want a viewing and a ceremony?
Just simple. Just as soon as I leave, just bury me.
Okay. Keep it simple. I gotcha. Do you know about how much a simple burial is costing families in Texas?
My friend passed away not too long ago, and I think they charge him, I think, $9,500, something like that.
Oh, I'm so sorry for your loss. Were you close to your friend?
Oh yeah, we grew up together.
Oh, so it's like a brother. I'm so
Yes,
sorry.
and I lost all my family in the past 2 months. So
Oh my gosh.
I'm just here alone, just with my nephews, and let
Oh,
them take over.
okay, I gotcha. So that makes sense why your nephews are in charge and responsible. Okay, so
Yes.
let me ask you this, that 9,000 that you had paid for the burial, for your friend, did he have a viewing and a ceremony, or was that simple? Do you remember?
No, it was just simple. Like, he passed away, and 3 days later he was buried. That's what
Okay.
I want.
Okay, so you want to make sure that something pays out immediately so it can just get handled for your
Yes.
nephews. Okay.
Yes.
So really then what we're looking for is to at least have 9,000 in total coverage, and anything above that, that's the love money for your nephews.
Yes.
Okay, I gotcha. Well, kind of fill me in here, Herb. God forbid if anything happened, right, to you this week, it's your nephews who would have to go talk to the funeral director and pay for this.
Skipping right over the emotional part, she's kind of asking a question right now. Is getting into somewhat of an emotion, and I already know where this is going. However, when he said, I lost my family and all, like I lost my friend and all my family in the last, like all, dive in. What does that mean you lost him? What was that like? What were your responsibilities? What was the burden like? How did that stress feel? How heavy, ask anything, just dive in. Get them to tell you what that means, for what part, you guys have to get good at the minutia, digging into the details. It almost looked like she got a little bit uncomfortable right there when she said that, and she tried nurturing a little bit. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. That's terrible that that happened. Dig in. Dig in. No one has hard conversations with these people. No one has hard conversations with these people. Okay? And so when you do, you almost become like a friend to them. Okay? Because they'll remember how you made them feel, how you cared enough to get them to open up, how it felt for the first time for a stranger to actually care and restore a little bit of their faith in humanity, that, you know what, maybe there is someone out there actually listening. You don't know how far that goes. You don't know how far that goes with somebody. I mean, it might make them stop and pull over and help jump somebody's car one day, and it could be yours. So this really comes down to ecology, and it has to create win-win scenarios, and not digging into this is creating a lose-lose scenario. Okay? This is skipping over the emotion like that and not digging into what he just said is a massive, massive error. Massive error.
That's correct.
Yes.
Okay. Do you know if your nephews are in a position where they could come out of pocket?
And then she asked the question a second ago, God forbid you died this week. What does X look like? Put that in the past tense. Hey, Ashley, God forbid you died last week. What does life look like for your nephew today? What does he have to do to make ends meet? And it's a much stronger question because he has to associate into the past, meaning he's already dead. Okay? And he has to kind of watch through his own. This is where we get into timeline language, very advanced stuff. But putting someone into a past situation and looking at the present now, it puts them in a much more negative state like that. And it's very powerful. Very powerful. So if you're watching this, which you should be, stop saying, God forbid you die this week. Start saying, God forbid you die last week. Okay? You'll notice a much more powerful answer coming back, much more powerful response coming back from the prospect.
Pocket the 9,000 for the burial?
Oh yeah, but I was making money when I was working real good, so it's in my bank, so they can just I already authorize them to go get whatever they might need.
Oh,
You know that.
okay. That's really good. That's actually not many families can say they have money in the bank to help cover the 9,000, because that's a lot.
Drop the ball right here. He's giving an immediate objection that, like, why bother? If this does not get answered in the next couple sentences, you're making a critical mistake, and you're not answering the most important question. Like, why should I, your perfect prospect, choose to do business with you over all the other options and alternatives I have? And you're really trying to answer three things. Why should I not try to do this myself, which he's asking right now? I've already got money in the bank for my nephew. He's already an authorized signer. He can go get it. Here's the thing she's not addressing immediately is probate and them shutting down accounts when he dies. He's not just going to be able to go get instant access, stuff like that. The second question is, why should he not choose one of her competitors? And the third question is, why should he not do anything at all? Which would be a terrible mistake. And so if you don't answer those three, like typically very quick, the prospect's going to think, why bother? Why bother? And so she's just jumping right over that, saying not many people are in a great position. You're doing so good in life. You've got a measly $9,000 saved up in your bank. That's not a lot of money. That's not. Okay? Both do $9,000 on bullshit in a month. Okay?
Lot of money. I guess it's good to know that's there. But if it is there, why the need for any life insurance at all?
I don't know what might happen because I'm going to be gone. I just want to make sure I'm buried. That's about it.
Okay. And so I guess when you say because you don't know what's going to happen when you're gone, are you just wanting something like specific to be there just for the burial and not worry about the bank?
Yeah, so
Okay.
they're going to handle it because I'm not going to be here. So he's pretty smart, so he'll know what to do.
Okay. I guess why is it important to you then to have something in place for the burial versus what's in your bank?
Yeah, so I won't need it where I'm going anyway, so
Right.
he can have a little fun.
You can have a little fun. Okay. So it kind of just sounds like then as an uncle, right now you guys have collectively lost a lot of family recently, and you're wanting to make sure that you can cover the burial, a very simple burial for your nephews, and then if you can leave some love money, whether that's what's in the bank or left over from the policy, that they would be able to have a little fun on that from you.
Yes, that's correct.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I'm going to do my best here for you, Herb. I do want to make
Okay.
sure Yes, sir. I want to make sure that what we're looking at is what you are looking for. So, what we're looking at is a whole life policy. So, it means a couple of things, okay? First and foremost, the premiums will never ever change on you. It will always.
So there was never a concrete need established. Her conclusion, your conclusion, Ash, is that just because he lost a lot of family recently, he just wants something there for when he dies for his nephew. But there was never. My nephew can go have fun. What does that mean? Oh, he's smart. He'll know how to handle it. What's that mean? How do you know that's true? You guys got to get more comfortable asking more pointed and targeted questions to your customers. Here's this stuff down here is not justified at all. The great call, like, this is not necessarily a great call. Here's the problem with a lot of agents in these scripts is that 10% of the market will, let's just say this, they'll never buy from anybody. They need it, they want it. It makes total sense for them to get it, yet they just don't do it. The sun rises in the east and it sets in the west. And the 10% of the market, they still don't buy. You know what? We don't care about those people. They don't exist to us. They're dead to us, all right? We don't care about them. 10% of the market will buy from anybody. Money is burning a hole in their pocket as we speak. You see, prospects are promiscuous. They're on 58,000 different email lists. They're subscribed to 64 podcasts. They're on 86 YouTube channels, and they're looking for the 87th at this very moment. They're always looking to do something, and the first person who happens to call them with a good deal, with a good price, as long as it's in their monthly budget, they'll buy it. And then when another salesperson comes, they'll cancel this policy and buy the next one. And when another agent comes, they'll cancel this one and buy the next one. Typically automatic convincer models, but terrible customers. Terrible customers. But what happens is agents with bad habits get reinforcement for doing the thing that 10% of people would have bought anyways. You could have said, hey, I think you're an idiot. You should buy this policy. And they'd say, you know what? Mrs. Jones told me I was an idiot in second grade. So you're right. You're confirming my model of the world, my impoverished model of reality. I should probably listen to you, okay? And they'll buy anyways. Terrible, terrible customers. Yet that's where 90% of agents spend 100% of their time. It's where 90% of the competition is. So why go there? Let's go to the 80% of the market where the 10% of the competition is, where agents don't ask hard questions, where agents don't get into the serious emotions. And here's the thing you have to realize, help hurts before it helps, okay? You have to go down a little before you can go up. How do you know that's true? Look at anything in nature. A seed has to go down into the ground where it's dark, it's damp, it's uncomfortable to become and then it has to cease to be a seed. It has to die, okay? Then it gets to go up. Then it gets to become a tree, but not before it has to go down into the ground where it's dark, it's damp, and then comfortable. And if you're an agent out there and you think you're just gonna mollywop into 1,000 policies a year, 5,000 policies a year, it's not gonna happen with sales processes like this. Sure, you'll talk to some people who just wanna buy it anyways. That's awesome if you're looking to make a mediocre income of 6 figures or less a year. Awesome. You know what? I wish you the best. This is for people who want to master the game, who want to drop jaws when they see you take over positions on the leaderboard, and then they just get mad at you because it's a weekly recurring thing. Okay? And sure, you can do 30, 40,000 a month working 70, 80 hours a week talking to that 10% of the market who would have bought anyways. Awesome. That's not where I want to do most of my money, because the 80% of the market, just with consistent follow-up and marketing processes, you can work 20, 30 hours a week and do 70, 80, 100 grand a month in production with real marketing practices and much better sales processes that meet people in the awareness stages that they're at. A book I recommend all of you go pick up immediately is Breakthrough Advertising. Gene Schwartz, an incredible person. I know you're all salespeople out there. Go pick up some damn marketing, okay? Pick up him, Bobby Kennedy, anything you can get from Tommy Kennedy, Eugene Schwartz, David Ogilvy, Dan Kennedy, Russell Brunson. Like, get into the marketing world if you really want to make some serious money and some serious impact, and stop working so damn hard for $100 a month policies like this. This is I'm not sure what some people said, spirit animal or something. This is I do not find this helpful. If I was a new agent, I might find it helpful because it sounds probably better than what most of you are doing out there, not asking. But like this right here, this is not a master class in anything, okay? There was never a concrete need established. You're getting into feature versus benefit language. We're speaking in the present tense rather than asking questions in the past tense as if death already happened. A lot of false urgency. When there's a million things that could be improved on this. I'm not being mean, I'm just being real, okay? Because this is a customer who's more than likely going to charge back or buy something cheaper when the need comes, like when another agent comes knocking on the door. All right, let's finish this.
Always be the same. Your coverage will never decrease. So no matter your age, your health, or your habits, no one can take the protection away from you. These plans have cash value. So technically you can borrow against them. I never advise families to do that because that does take away, right, from the benefit that pays out to your nephews. But just know it's available. And lastly, they're tax-free. So you don't have to claim it as income. Do you have any questions on any of that?
No,
You see, men are not going to buy what happens to them when they, if you heard the dude, just bury me. We buy what happens to the people we love. And the fact she's not digging into what's going to happen to the nephew, how hard is it going to be for him to go come up with the money if you spend it? Or God forbid, whatever happens. So not addressing stuff like this is massive error. No, you've explained everything real good. Well, that's because the customers are silly gooses and they don't understand anything. When you say whole life, they're like, what is this? Protection that lasts forever would be a much better thing to call this, because if they've ever heard of life insurance or if they've ever heard whole life is a scam and you just said whole life, congratulations, you just broke rapport, okay? So there's a lot of things that need to be fixed in this sales process. I'm not sure what script this is, but if you're making sales with it, it's because you're talking to a lot of people who just wanted to buy what you had anyways, and you're fantastic at nurturing and reassuring and making people feel somewhat good and building a little bit of trust, but there was no applied tension in this really whatsoever. No real emotional necessity, and this is just logic. A lot of this is just logic, and that's terrible for a freaking sales process because humans are not rational creatures. We are irrational. We are rationalizing creatures. We make an emotional decision, and we tell ourselves a story to justify it with logic. I bought the truck because it's going to get me somewhere. No, you wanted that feeling of novelty, of pulling up into your driveway with something new and the fucking Jones family next door seeing something new in your driveway and you feel good about yourself for having the approval of other people. But this stuff is so below the surface in people's unconscious, it's unreal. But this is not a masterclass whatsoever, and this is not me being mean. This is me arming you salespeople with real knowledge backed by real results. I've done, if you want a master class in persuasion, there's plenty of real live sales calls on this channel. Go and watch them. We immediately get into the motion. If you watch Zoom recordings of my customers, most of the girls are crying, okay? They are crying. And the dudes are all laughing, all right?
you explain everything real good.
Okay, good. If you want me to backtrack, you just let me know. I know it can be a lot sometimes. But I do have some really good news for you here. Because you are in such good health and you're taking really good care of yourself, it does show that you should be eligible for the best option statewide out of all 26 of the companies that we are looking at. And it's with a carrier by the name of Mutual of Omaha. Have you heard of them before?
Oh, yeah, I used to see their shows when I was a kid.
Say that one more
Yes.
time. You heard what?
No, I was a kid and I would see the show they would put on TV. And I was always wondering, one of these days they're going to need you.
Oh,
And it happened.
yes, yeah.
See, this part right here was absolutely fantastic and beautiful. It's when you get people in those childlike states, remembering like sitting in front of the TV to watch cartoons and they see Mutual of Omaha, Wild Kingdom. If you can associate people into states like that, massive, massive rapport builder. Massive rapport builder. So hats off to you on this. This is an absolutely perfect segment. It's these small micro moments like this that continue stacking up. But here's the thing, is the law of accumulation. Not enough emotional necessity was put into this. to necessarily justify a purchasing decision.
Yeah, well, so exactly. As you know, they've been around for a long time, right? So,
Yes.
established carrier. Most importantly, like I said, it shows you're eligible for immediate protection. So, all that means is, God forbid, if you were to pass away tomorrow and the policy was in place, your nephews would immediately get all of the face amount up front. So, they have all the money they need to pay the funeral director. And if there was any extra cash, they could keep that tax free. Okay, does that all make sense?
Yes.
If you look at something Ashley does really well is she's educating him on definitions. One of the best things you can do is control the vocabulary of your customers, which is why I break down what so many words mean for people, because when you control the vocabulary, you control the conversation. Okay? When you control the conversation, you control the conclusions that people come to, and people argue in and outside of the frame. People will say, well, insurance is good or bad, but the thing is, they're still arguing insurance, which is what we want, and then it becomes a self-sorting process. And people just choose the side of the fence, and it's really easy. One thing you could immediately improve on is when you realize when you're talking to men, men love having enemies. It gives us a lot of energy, So all this means is that if you die today, you're not going to have to worry about the funeral director chasing down or trying to strong arm your nephew and take the money away from him. He's just going to have it, and he's going to walk in there confidently, knowing that he's going to be able to give you, his uncle, a proper goodbye. Something like that would be much better, because once you plant that picture in his head of someone trying to take something from his nephew, he's going to get angry, and the only way to get back at his enemy is to buy the policy. So super advanced, but fantastic.
Makes good sense.
Okay, good sense. That's good. Do you have a pen and paper, Herb, so you can write a couple of things down?
Yes.
Do not ask, do you? Hey, go get a piece of pen and a paper. Let me know when you're ready. You have to tell people what you want them to do, okay? Most people are dumb. Let's just be real. They are dumb. So you have to tell them what to do. They have to follow simple instructions. Follow simple instructions. Do not ask, can you, do you? It's weak language. People naturally de-pedestalize you in the head. And as a salesperson, you have to be above them, okay? You have to be above them in the head. They must listen to an authority or the expert. If you're just a salesperson, or you become a tour guide. We're not out here to give quotes and information, have people write, tell them, go get a piece of paper and a pen. I have something important I need you to write down. Let me know when you're ready, okay?
Yes.
Okay, so first and foremost, I want to let you know you can choose any option. Higher or lower is just fine. Just let me know. Really, all we have to do from here is submit an application with Mutual of Omaha to make sure you can get fully approved. But just because we do that, that does not mean you pay for anything today. That's never the goal. The goal is to see if we can
Okay.
get you approved. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Most families will align their policy to start with Social Security or disability paydays. Would that kind of be the same for you?
Yes.
Okay, I gotcha. Well, let's look at a couple options here.
We are muted. So first and foremost, I have to say that she did really great at reassuring, listening, stuff like that. Very important skills. But the whole thing, the biggest thing that was missed was you didn't answer the most important question in the prospect's head. Why should I, your perfect prospect, choose to do business with you over any and other alternatives I have to get the result I'm looking for? And remember, we're trying to answer those three questions. Why should you not do it by yourself? Why should you not do it with a competitor? And why should you do something over not doing anything at all? Why is it important to actually solve? If you can't answer those three get them to answer it themselves, you're going to lose a lot of sales that you should have had. And even if you do make sales, they're not going to be at the price points that are going to pay you profitably, and they're going to leave immediately for the next agent who calls them, who builds a real connection with them. So you did really good at getting some laughs and some rapport, but not addressing the real situations. I do want to give some, some leniency, because I'm not seeing the full call. Apparently it's watch the rest on some studio shit that don't recommend that. However, You also went into the application way too early. I mean, this call was like 10 minutes and we're already diving into an application and talking about price and $120 a month. Like these people down in the comments are clueless. They have no idea what a good sales call sounds like. It sounds like you, Ashley, are surrounded in an echo chamber of people just validating you. But if you want to get to like the 7-figure earner level, the salesmanship's going to have to step up the marketing. Like, it's just not that. Diving into an application too early, I don't care what anybody says. No, absolutely not. If this was one of my salespeople, there would be immediate feedback. There would be immediate like reprimanding. We do not say stuff like this. We do not dive into the application headstrong. We don't completely gloss over like, what's that mean? What's that mean? What's that mean? If you're not saying that a couple times during the call, things are probably going to get missed. So I wanted to dive in. And first off, kudos to you. I just have to say, first, kudos to you for putting yourself out there on the internet as an agent to be ridiculed, possibly steamrolled. Like, have to have a lot of confidence to do that. And I think that's what people in the comments are admiring, because they don't see that in themselves. So you know what? Kudos to you, Ashley, for wanting to make a difference in other people's lives and your families, and being brave and courageous enough to record your own sales calls and put them out there for people like me to see and people like brand new agents to see. But for you brand new agents watching, this is not a call I would want to emulate outside of rapport. So take that out of it. Like, take that from this call 100%. But glossing over the emotional part of it and just steamrolling past it and diving headstrong into an application, it's a major, colossal, massive mistake you should avoid at all costs. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Ashley, I'm extremely proud of you. Way to be confident and bold enough to record a sales call and do what 99% of agents won't do, which is subject themselves to feedback because they think something's wrong with them. I'm telling you, you have massive, massive potential with just small, minor tweaks. Small, minor tweaks. Just asking something as simple as, what's that mean? Tell me more. Tell me, what does that mean you lost your whole family? What did that look like? Who had to come up with all the money? What was it like dealing with that? I can't imagine the stress. How did you look at yourself when you were trying? What was it like to get through that? How did that feel knowing you dealt with that? You can ask much better questions. So, extremely proud of you. This is a fantastic video overall, and look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. If you guys want more sales call breakdowns like this, let me know in the comments or email me at mason@runningbuddies or mason@masonvanmeter.com. I'm no longer using that old email. And hope this was enjoyable and you got something out of this, seriously. Because I wish I saw more stuff like this. I've seen too many sales call here recently on YouTube that are just people pleasing and bullshit, okay? A lot of you out there listening to these people's scripts, just because they have 10, 20, I don't care if they have 1 million subscribers. Consider it's just because they're entertaining, okay? Or they're showing cleavage, and not because there's real substance and surface beneath the minutia of things, okay? You get rewarded in this life for going deep, all right? Keep that in mind. So love you all. Keep being awesome. See you on the next one.